Consider this video to be your ultimate glow up guide for 2024 to glow up as a person. From mastering self-perception, increasing self-esteem, leveling up your mindset, and just looking overall more attractive. No more scrolling through IG seeing other people live their best lives because you're about to have it, honey. This video will be broken up into two parts. First, how to mentally glow up, because we all know it starts from up here. And then part two, how to glow up physically, where I spill all the tea on all the glow up secrets and how to glow up on a budget. So if you're interested to see this video next week, click the subscribe button and join the family so you're alerted when this video posts, because you'll want to see this one, girl. Oh, and welcome to the bestie tribe. So let's begin our glow up journey. Grab a cute drink, a pencil, and a paper, and let's get right into the video. As usual, this video will be broken down into various video chapters. Chapter number 1, forgive yourself. The first step to glowing up mentally is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the ways that you treated people and for the way that you allowed people to treat you. What I suggest here is stand in front of a mirror and ask yourself, what is it that I did that I'm not proud of? Or what is it that somebody else did to me that I still feel, I still hold there? Think about all the times that you allowed people to treat you a certain way, or maybe certain times where you just treated people in a way that you don't resonate with anymore. And the purpose of this chapter is to release everything. So we want to bring everything up to the surface and really acknowledge it for what it is, so we can then release it and step into the new version of ourselves. So some questions you want to ask here are, were there situations where you could have handled yourself better? Was there a time that you regret saying something to somebody and you still hold that on your chest? Do you regret a certain situation that you threw yourself into that you shouldn't have? And these can be relationships with maybe a previous partner. It can be a friendship. It can be with your family member. It can be so many different relationships in your life that you just need to relieve yourself from. Now that you've brainstormed and you've really thought about these situations, you're going to release them because you deserve a second chance. You know all the times that you give other people second chances, although sometimes they don't deserve it? You deserve it. You deserve a second chance to take a chance at your life, to think about all the things that you deserve. And the first step to doing that is releasing all the past trauma. Now, it can be really difficult to release past trauma, so I really recommend what you could do here is either speak to somebody you're very, very close with and you have a good relationship with, or seek therapy. Therapy is an amazing tool that you can use for yourself to really be able to speak to somebody about all the trauma that you've been going through in an unbiased state. Therapists are there to really help you and motivate you to work through your trauma and thus overcome the things that have been sitting there for many years. And now I know therapy can be very expensive. So sometimes at the end of the day, all you need is just to trust yourself. Talk to yourself about the things that you've been through and just be honest with yourself. The key to this is being super honest with yourself. So if there was a situation, let's say for example, you treated somebody badly, be honest with yourself about that situation, because the more clear you are about it, the better you're going to be at relieving that trauma. Understand that during those situations, you reacted to the best of your abilities. At that time, you don't know as much as you know now. And now you've had so many experiences and things that have been able to shape you as a person, and you'll continue to go through that journey as you go through life. So give yourself grace for the things that you have been through. However, don't have ignorance in this. So if you've done something wrong to somebody else, acknowledge it. Acknowledge what you've done and learn from that situation. More likely than not, a lot of the situations that we're thrown into are on purpose. They're on purpose because the universe is aligning us with the new amazing things that are ready to be received into our life. But we have to be shaped and characterized into the type of person to be able to receive those blessings. So these are good things. Think about them in a positive light. I know sometimes it's really hard to do that, but just try your best to. Be proud of yourself for the way that you navigated difficult situations. Be proud of how far you have come. Be proud of the journey and the process and the dedication it took to get from there to who you are today. Think about how many beautiful possibilities you have in front of you now because you navigated through all that trauma. Now, after you've gone through forgiving yourself, that leads to chapter 2, which is building your future self. So this is the point where you get your pencil and paper ready because we're going to go through all the categories and jot down together. The same way that you know your best friend super well, a family member or a partner, you want to get in the head of the future version of yourself. You want to understand this person so well so that you can align your day-to-day with who they are. And this is the secret to becoming your better self. Okay, so as usual, to help you out, I've broken down your higher self script into 4 categories, and we're gonna go through each of them with a series of little prompt questions for you to answer to help build this blueprint of your future self. Group number 1, wellness. You want to ask yourself here, what are their wellness habits? What do they engage in for their mental well-being? So does that mean social media breaks? Do they engage in meditation, perhaps self-reflection, positive self-talk, self-affirmations? What does their For You page look like on Instagram? Now, mind you, when we go on Instagram and we go through the algorithm and we see other people and we start comparing our lives to them, would your best version do that? Probably not. So we're not going to do that either. We're not going to align ourselves with the version that we don't want to be. So change your algorithm, girl. Literally click on all the quotes and all the cute things that you actually want to see that benefit your life, and Instagram's algorithm will update. And then eventually you're not going to have comparison because you're not seeing that type of content. If you're interested in starting a meditation and self-reflection journey, I'll link a really interesting video to get you started on that. Next question. How do they love themselves? What do they engage in for their own love journey? Do they take themselves on frequent solo dates? What do those look like? Understand your love language when it comes to this. If your words of affirmation, how does your higher self engage in that? Do they write themselves letters, or do they do video diaries? Group number 2, relationships. What are their boundaries? Are they able to say no when their friends ask them to go out and they just don't feel like it? If so, you should be doing that too. Do they express their feelings responsibly? Are they very firm of who they are as a person and who they will allow into their lives? These are some things you want to consider here. Who are their friends? Who do they hang out with? Who is in their inner circle? Do they have ambitious friends that are going places? Do they have friends that really align in terms of maturity? Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. It really can impact your entire life. Ooh, fun! Who are they dating? What habits, principles, morals do the person that they're dating have? Who is this person that they would be dating? What does their future partner roughly look like? Is there a certain style that the future version of yourself is interested in? What are you and your future partner building together? Is that maybe a business? Perhaps you're interested in somebody that's willing to build a family with you. Now here the key is, do not align yourself with people that don't match your future self. So an example, if you're in a situationship, honey, but you want a stable relationship, then that clearly tells you that that's not the situation that you should be with. And you should align yourself with people that do want stable relationships and that will bring you to that next level that you're looking for. So align yourself with the future version of yourself, and day to day you'll make decisions that are better for you. Group number 3, career and finances. What is their career? What are they working in? Are they in a specific field, in a specific company, at a specific level? Who are their colleagues? Who are they working with? Do they have employees? Where are they living? Do they want to live in a 5-bedroom house? Are they living in a luxury apartment? You want to think about where this person is living. Imagine the situation. What kind of living room do they have, from furniture to everything, so you can clearly see what you're aiming for. What do their finances look like? Do they have enough money in investments? Are they completely financially stable and self-sufficient? Do they have that abundance mindset that money will come as long as I continue to work hard and think smart about my money? So if she does not buy matcha tea lattes every single day, then you shouldn't either. Group number 4, habits and behavior. What are their weekly routines? What time do they go to sleep at night and wake up the next day? Do they meal plan? What are their healthy eating habits? Do they read every day? You want to think about what this person does. How do they treat other people? Are they kind, compassionate, caring? Do they look out for other people and try to help wherever possible? Do they have good listening skills? How do they react in difficult situations? Do they take a step back and think about it and then go into the situation? Do they act calmly, collected? What are their conflict resolution skills and coping mechanisms when they're in difficult situations? What values and principles do they hold? Are they respectful? Are they dignified? Do they have good organization skills? Do they have good time management? Consider their cleanliness here as well. So the purpose of this exercise is to really understand the nitty-gritty of this future version of yourself, to write a higher self script, and to really just be able to have a very clear blueprint of where you need to go. And the reason why we do this is when we have this clear vision, now we're able to actually implement little strategies to be able to become that version of ourselves. Because remember, you are responsible for creating this version of yourself. So in order to do that, you need to understand them. And some of you might be asking, well, Ash, isn't this the same thing as the vision board that we did last time? Yeah, girl, it's very similar. However, the difference between a vision board and this higher self script is the higher self script is getting extremely detailed into actually who the better version of you is as a person. Yes, there are goals in here, but it's just more detailed and gives you a very, very clear guideline in terms of what you're trying to achieve. And it also talks about different areas such as like behaviors and coping mechanisms, mindfulness practices that you might not necessarily have on a vision board. I do recommend though that you do both of these things. You write your higher self script and you create a vision board to ensure that you're aligning to the better version of yourself. One very useful tip here is to create a Pinterest board called Becoming Them. And what you can do here is basically go through Pinterest and pin different items that match your higher self script. And whenever you're not feeling too well or you're feeling kind of like low energy and not wanting to work towards your future self, then you can look at that and get inspiration. Remember that the person that knows you the best is actually your better self. They're looking to you for guidance, support, commitment to who they're going to be. Don't let them down. One really amazing book when it comes to becoming your future self is this one right here, which is Be Your Future Self Now by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. It's an absolutely phenomenal book when it comes to talking about becoming that future version of yourself and just aligning everything that you do with them. And one of the things that I love from this book, my favorite quote from this book, is if you get clear about your future self and invest in them significantly, you'll see compound effects in terms of knowledge, skills, relationships, and money. A link to this book will be in the description box down below. Go check it out. One thing I want to preface here is as you're going to grow, your future self script is going to change. It's going to adapt as you go through different phases of your life. The type of partner might change, or perhaps what you consider to be financial stability might change. So consider that as you proceed into your journey. It's completely normal. Chapter number 3, application. Throw yourself into situations where you can practice what your future self would do. Remember that you're failing by default if you're not playing the game in the arena. So get out there, try different things. If you've said that your future self is confident about sitting in a restaurant by themselves, you need to go out and do that. Put yourself in a restaurant, put yourself in a situation where you have to do it. And you'll see you'll build momentum and you'll become that person. And one day you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, I'm so proud of myself for how much I've invested in this. And then you'll see those compound effects. Start trying to wake up early if your future self would. Start a daily meditation practice if your future self would. Start saving and investing if you want financial abundance as your future self would. Now listen, there are going to be times where you're not going to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, but understand that failure is actually a good thing. You need to fail to learn and then know to do better. Failing doesn't mean you're actually failing from it. It means you're just gaining experience. And with new experiences, you're going to be able to move forward and approach things in a different manner. So for example, if you've said that you want to wake up at 5 a.m., but you're waking up at 7 a.m., ask yourself the questions. Why is it that it's not working? Really write down and be honest with yourself about it, and then find solutions to those issues to then make it happen. As you continue to place yourself in situations, you'll see your higher self actually become a reality. So for example, if you normally take a back seat when it comes to public speaking at work, maybe raise your hand and try it for one time because your future self would. If the future version of yourself would take a selfie in a packed gym, get up and do it. I promise you, it gets better with time. You'll be able to get up and do that with no question. Once you continue to do it, you'll be conditioned to the embarrassment, and that will change your life. I remember the first time I wanted to do this. The future version of myself would take pictures in public gyms, and I was too afraid to do it. But one day, I just took my camera out. I got up, I took a selfie in the middle of a packed gym, and I felt so embarrassed. But then I thought about it, and I was like, what if someone is actually just inspired by me taking this picture? And that just completely changed my mindset, and now I take pictures at the gym all the time. So remember, it is your limiting beliefs that hold you back from the things you really want to do. Do them anyways. At the end of the day, remember how far you've come from the previous version of yourself. Now this is a new journey for you to embark on, but now with experience. And you're going to go through this journey and see so many different beautiful people, things, situations, downfalls, failures, outcomes, etc. But remember, it's all a part of the process. One day, you're going to become that future version of yourself. You're going to look back at yourself and be so proud of how far you have come and how much you've accomplished. All right, so that is all for today's video. I hope this was a useful video to help you embark on your future self journey and glow up mentally. I believe in you. I know you can do it, and I'll see you next time.